Right, welcome to the CTCC Weakling split.
We don't send them that addy. If they wanna come, then we send them a personal driver. I don't care if that bitch is a baddie, if I know that girl is a liar.
What that means is I'm doing all the stuff I don't really enjoy, like the pendulum squat, like hit my rear delts, all the things that I could potentially avoid, and the things that I need to do because I know they're going to take me to the next level. So let's run it, let's do it. Right now we're going to do the pendulum squat. I'm going to get that working. So I'd normally start on that because it's going to take a lot of motor unit recruitment. It's going to take a lot of energy as well. So it's quite a high fatiguing movement. So I'm just going to do 2 sets. I'm going to take it slow, take it controlled, and just push through from there.
I once knew a nigga whose real name was William. His primary concern was making $1 million, being the illest hustler that the world ever seen. He used to fuck movie stars and sniff coke in his dreams. A corrupted young mind at the age of 13. Nigga never had a father and his mom was a fiend. She put the...
And I hate the pendulum squat. It's very humbling. It's horrible. So I'm going to do some face pulls now, just to mix it up a little bit, get my upper back working. I'm going to do a lot of compounds for my back. Like I do my rows, I do my pull downs, my pull ups. So I want to hit some rear delts, get all that upper back fired up. And you know, depending on where you want to adjust the cable, you're going to hit things slightly differently. You can have it nice and high up. That'll come more directionally down to you. We can have it slightly low and it's going to feel slightly different. So play around with that, see how that feels for you and mix it up as well.
Okay.
I'm not going to overdo it today with crazy volume or crazy intensity. This is my last session of the week, so I want to take it slow, I want to take it controlled. I want to get the blood flowing. It's almost like an active recovery day, but thrown in some weights, just kind of get everything stimulated, get those lagging body parts up to par, and just kind of balance things out a little bit. Not every session needs to be 100% all out max failure. You know, I train hard in the week. I'm feeling a little bit fatigued today, general, lower sleep, lower energy, so I don't want to push things too hard, and you know, you don't always need to. So I'm going to do some incline dumbbell curls to really hit the long head of my bicep, which is the outside. I'm going to put them in the Weakling split today because I haven't really hit my biceps this week, and I feel like this movement's going to be nice to really get the blood flowing, to really get that contraction working, and we're going to go for a nice slow eccentric, and we're going to see how that feels today.
Look, you made a mistake and I test my gas down, feel you on balance, you crashed it live. I don't care if it's big, well fuck about cameras, just show me the pattern, I'll back my knife. I remember that day I got bro, see a cut back on, can't steady, just let that flash. You belling my line and I also I did, but it weren't even me, it was one of the guys, that let that fly. Back, band or bow, don't say no words in the building, straight on site. Yo, pray don't leave no trace, get a building in cases, giving out time, my heart.
Right, I'm doing some single arm rear delt flies now. I find these are so good because you can get a nice stretch on the way back, and with the cables you're going to get a nice bit of time under tension as well. I do like a nice rear delt fly machine. I find, yeah, the stretch isn't the best, but I do find it quite enjoyable. But we haven't got one of these here, so we're going to go single arm cable rear delt flies and get a nice squeeze at the back. This is very humbling also, which is kind of the consistency of the Weakling split. It's very humbling machines, very humbling movements, because they feel very heavy for what they are. So that's what we're going to do today. You probably saw on the last set, I was here, I was almost pulsing, right? You call these lengthened partials because my muscle is in a deep, deep stretch. And before I was big on range of motion, and if I saw this in the gym a year or two ago, I would go, what are they doing? But the truth is, there's a lot of research behind a nice deep stretch is going to be working your muscle very nicely. So I find this is such a nice contraction for me as well. I'm here. It feels so nice for that fatigue element and for that burn. So I do like it in regards to putting your muscles in that state of stress. So I would definitely recommend trying it if you've got maybe a year or two experience in the gym, seeing how it's feeling, because it's quite a nice thing to add in. But I'll just let you know it's very fatiguing, so I wouldn't do it too often. I'm going to be doing some plate shrugs now, so I'm going to be getting the traps working. I actually like to throw in some different movements, like sometimes do kettlebells, sometimes do plates, dumbbells. Depends how I'm feeling. You know, I try and do a consistent thing for at least 6 to 8 weeks, just so I'm keeping things relatively similar so I can track progress. But I do like throwing in different objects to help with just feeling a bit different and mixing training up, because it's nice just doing it with plates. It feels slightly differently and I find it quite enjoyable.
Came through with a different stance. Money came in at the disco dance. Like, do how you do it, shit so hard. Can't move like them cause the chicks in charge. I'm an English boy and I'm giving it large. And I've been this boy and they didn't surpass. If he wanted a drink, would've given him a glass. But he way too greedy, shut off the dance. Shut off the dance, made the music stop. Just pulled up with a stupid drop.
We're doing some calves now because calves to calves. So yeah, we definitely got to hit the calves. I try and hit calves around once a week, but they're a very stubborn muscle to grow. So I try and throw them in a little bit extra if I can. And yeah, I think that's a nice way to kind of round off the session by mixing up a little bit of calves in there, because it's not too difficult to perform. And you know, there's a lot of research that a deep stretch for the calves is going to be more beneficial for muscle growth than full range of motion. So even just doing a deep stretch and not really worrying about going too high up, that's going to be fine and optimal for muscle growth as well. So try that.
I've been painting every fence I know, every color pleasing to the same. Cause before you go and walk away, yeah, you better know where you're going.
So this has been my CTCC Weakling split. Like I said before, I just wanted to keep things nice and simple, work on some movements that I wouldn't normally do, and just really kind of picking up the pieces that are left behind. I think it's good to do those things, you know, if you've got an extra day to train in the gym, throw in some new things, throw in some things that you know you're missing, not just going for the classic arm day because you love it. Mix something up, do the hard things because it's going to pay off in the long run. Thank you for watching.